All right, welcome you guys. This is Lisa Knopfsinger. I'm a Senior Ruby Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and tonight we're so excited. We have the amazing privilege of having Andrea Mitchell on our call tonight for our team training. She is part of our upline. Just find her genealogy. She is up there, way up there, and she's so sweet to offer to do this call for us tonight. She is a diamond gold, almost diamond senior gold, hopefully soon, right? She is going to be doing some Q&A for us tonight. So take it away, Andrea, and thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. In case y'all don't know, Lisa earned this call. I gave some challenges out to some folks on my team, and Lisa earned it. So she doesn't it's not one of those willy-nilly things. She's an incredible leader. It's been fun to get to watch her. I think the last time, or one of the times I remember vividly, was I think we were in Auburn at this restaurant. Was it an Italian food restaurant? And it was packed to the gills, y'all. We literally thought they were going to either call the fire marshal or start kicking people out. We had people sitting on the floor at a restaurant in a room because we were so packed. So it's just one of those fun things that you kind of get to experience, just crazy life together over the years of insane meetings and travel and all of this stuff. So I'm excited to have Lisa on here, and I'm really excited to have Lisa in Maui. So that's my goal with this call, is that y'all catch the vision and that your team start growing and your income starts happening. And what happens is the more Lisa reaches down to y'all and helps y'all, the more I reach down to y'all and help you, then your teams grow and it just pushes everybody up. It's kind of this amazing kind of helper system. I love it. People call it a scheme or a pyramid scheme. If you don't know, Julia Carty, your diamond above Lindsay, is incredible. And my goal this year, sounds weird, my prediction this year, how about that, is that Julia will pass me in points. She's so incredible, and that's so possible. And it's exciting for me, y'all. I remember getting the phone call from the parking lot of, Andrea, I get to go inside and buy whatever I want in the grocery store. And that was my goal when Julia signed up, was that she would really just find some margin in life. We talk at church a lot about margin in our schedules and margin in our bank account. And that really was what I wanted for Julia and for Jared. Was for them to have some margin. And then what's amazing is just because I wanted that for them, then they share it with their friends. Lindsay, signs up. Lindsay shares it with her friends. Lisa signs up. Like, you don't realize the ripple effect of what you do and who you share with until someone you've shared with shares with somebody else, and it changes that person's life. And then you realize, oh, this is why I kept sharing. So we'll talk about that a little bit more in the later. I'll tell you my story. Let's see, we are in May. So about 4 years ago, March, April, I saw people posting about Plexus on Facebook, and I thought it was stupid. Anybody else roll your eyes at your friends? Yeah. Exactly. So many of us. My thoughts were, I feel really sorry for you. You can buy an energy drink at any store, any gas station, and you're doing it as a network marketing company, which does not work. And so I'd already had bad experiences with them. I'd already, invested tons of money, lost tons of money. It just was not my cup of tea at all. A couple of months later, Rosalind Payne, who's my direct sponsor, and my former boss, and a really just important mentor to me. And she's been my friend for almost 17 years now. And she was my boss 17 years ago. And she kind of just walked me through my crazy 20s. And then we just kind of stuck together through life. And she started posting about Plexus, and I immediately called her and said, what the heck are you doing? This isn't like you at all to talk about an energy drink on Facebook. It wasn't really something I thought she should be taking just based on her medical history that I knew. And two, it was not like her at all to be doing a network marketing company. And so she kind of gave me this skinny on her friends, which are getting skinny at the time. And Celeste is her very best friend. And so that's who she was kind of telling me about. And I was a little intrigued. I was like, okay, you're telling me that it's plant-based, so it's not like all these other drinks at the gas station. And if I buy it, I kind of help you out. And she was working 3 jobs, y'all, and then adding this network marketing gig to the side. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to help Rosie out. I'm going to buy some stuff from her. Maybe I'll feel better. And I trusted her. Like, I And so I trusted her, and I became a customer. So love your customers. And she never really like pressed me on anything. She just said, oh, I'd love for you to do this business with me. I'm like, I know what you know, I stink at it. So we're just going to keep going like we're going. And so a couple of months later, and I realized that my blood work was changing and that these products were really real. I called her and said, okay, if this is working, what else do you have? And she talked about a probiotic, BioCleanse, and multivitamin X Factor. And I said, okay, well, we already know that Ella, our oldest, who turns 11 tomorrow, and at the time was 7, we know that Ella needs to be on a probiotic, so sign me up for that because none of the other ones have worked. Might as well buy one from you. It's not going to work either, but she has to be on one, so I might as well buy it from Roz. BioCleanse, which I thought might be a good replacement for Miralax, and then multivitamin, because she'd been tube fed for a few years and she really just wasn't getting great nutrients because she couldn't eat very well. And y'all, within 24 hours of her starting on those, she went to the bathroom on her own for the first time in about 4 years. And we thought, well, this is kind of surprising. Okay, we'll back off these products just a little bit. We're getting her 2 probiotic 5 and 2 BioCleanse. She was 7. And so we backed off, went to 1 and 1 and kind of stabled her out. And a couple of months later, we realized we hadn't been to the urologist for any UTIs. We hadn't been sick. And it was August, September, October, going into November at this point. We hadn't been sick. She was getting new hair growth. She had all these, anybody else like suffer with baby hairs from X Factor? Bless the X Factor, but the baby hairs need to have a solution. And so we noticed her entire head of hair was all brand new all the way around. It was like crazy. It was almost thick and crazy. Like it was almost like she had this whole like thing going on. And so I was like, God, she's getting a lot of hair growth. And I just thought, I think this biology samples. And I was like, yeah, we really haven't needed y'all. She's like, well, what's going on? I was like, well, we finally got a probiotic that works. She goes, tell me about it. You know, I was terrified. I was like, Plexus. And she was like, what? I was like, it's by this company. It's called Plexus. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just a fluke. She's like, oh, yeah, Probio 5. I was like, yeah. And she goes, oh, yeah, that's been vetted. That's great. Like, stick with that. And I was like, y'all, I was so nervous that she was going to be like, oh, don't use that network marketing stuff. She's like, no, I mean, it works for a lot of our kids. Like, stay on it. And I was like, okay, good, because that's the first thing we've ever taken that made a difference. And so, y'all, I'm still a customer at this point. I'm just liking it. Roz isn't handling me. Here's one thing she did do while I was a customer, though. She goes, so Leaders Retreat is in October, and I guess probably around, it was in October because we have the state fair in Texas, which is a big deal. And it's like Alabama's Mardi Gras. It's state fair. It's a big deal. And we even get off for school for it, like all of y'all. So I was meeting Celeste at the state fair with Roz. I was meeting Roz on the state fair. And she said, my friend Celeste is going to be with me. So I met Celeste. She goes, you should friend Celeste on Facebook. You would love it. You would love to watch just what she does in her life. Well, here's what Roz knew. Celeste and I are very similar. Our lifestyles are similar. Our personalities are similar. What we like is similar. What Celeste was doing with Plexus was going to intrigue me. Roz wasn't diamond, wasn't even gold yet. Celeste was already diamond. She'd already gone to Hawaii. She was about to go to Leaders Retreat. She was about to go on a shopping spree. And Roz knew if I could find something in that was intriguing to me, I think, you just enjoy watching her journey. And I thought, okay. So I friended this girl, met her at the state fair. She was nice. And then she went to Leaders Retreat. It's kind of intrigued. Then she went on a sign-up fees or something like that, $17 off, who knows. And I just thought, you know what if 5 of my friends decide to buy this probiotic, maybe the pink drink, multivitamin just to replace the one they're already taking? What if just 5 of my friends kind of buy a few of these products? We'd cover a good every month. That'd be kind of cool. And then, if at some point, more friends decide they want to buy, maybe I could make a little extra money to spend. I tend to have a little bit of a shopping spree and shopping problem. And I could just kind of say, oh, I already, I paid for that. I put that money in the bank. So don't get mad at me for spending that money because the money's already in the bank. I made it. And so it's just like $100 a month is all I wanted to spend. You know, like you go to Target and you have no idea what you just spent at Target. Like your husband goes, oh, what'd you buy? I have absolutely no idea what I just bought. Like, it's like you get brainwashed when you're in there. I put the $100 in the account, you know, I paid for it with my Plexus money. And so that's kind of what I was expecting long term. So I signed up on November 30th of 2013. I went silver less than 2 weeks later, and just talking about it with moms. My sister was my first ambassador. I didn't even ask her to sign up. She just saw my post on Facebook, because the very first thing I did when I signed up was posted myself. I just said, I can't believe we're getting into this, but here we go. Here's, you know, we're so excited to share what these products have done for us. And we really didn't go much into our story, but I just shared other people's stories. I shared Susan going silver. I shared somebody's weight loss story. I shared a wedding dress story from the first time she tried it on to the time she actually had her wedding. I just shared kind of everything. I shared a picture of me with my pink drink. Y'all, so much of what happened back then is just so replicatable right now, right this minute. It's just kind of funny. And we'll talk about that. But, so I just started sharing, and within 48 hours, my sister signed up, and I called Roz and was like, what does a "you've got money" email mean? Like, what does it mean I've got money? Because that's what they used to say, is just "you've got money." And I was like, what does that mean? She goes, you got an ambassador. I'm like, what does that mean? She's like, well, someone signed up to join your team. And I was like, why? Like, I didn't get it. Like, y'all, I've been with another network marketing company. Nobody ever joined my team. Like, I didn't get it. I was confused. And she's like, well, she just kind of did the same thing you did. I was like, oh, okay. She goes, there's, you know, you can buy retail for full price. You can buy preferred to discount auto ship, which is what you did for 5 months, or you can buy as an ambassador. It's the cheapest way. And it's just like a $35 membership. I was like, well, I guess that makes sense. You know, my sister, someone signed up for every MLM under the sun. If it means you get the discount, you know, Pampered Chef, you get the discount, you know, whatever it is, you get the discount with the membership. So I just kind of thought that's what she was doing. Well, then she wanted all of our family to be on the products. And then she wanted, then she had a couple of friends she thought would want to be on the products. And so we both just started sharing. So my first 6 weeks, I went gold. I know, it's insane. But it's not because I did anything by myself. My sister signed up, Ellen Ford signed up, Karen Tucker, who is a senior Ruby, signed up. There's a lot of people out there that all signed up with me very quickly, because they just saw the vision. Kim Pollock signed up with me right after the first month, who's Emerald Ambassador. And then, so Ellen Ford, y'all's upline, she signed up December 31st. She called me to tell me that she thought I'd been hacked. I was like, oh, I haven't been hacked. I actually am sharing about these products. They've really helped mine and Ella's life. And she was like, oh, well, in that case, tell me more. I was like, what? So I did. And she was like, well, Barry's out duck hunting or something. I don't know, New Year's Eve in Louisiana. And she's like, Barry's out hunting for something. I guess I'll just go ahead and sign up and I'll explain it to him later. And I was like, oh, that's going to work, but okay. Y'all, this is just how it rolled. And so I went gold in 6 weeks, senior gold the next month, Ruby and senior Ruby in April. And a year after, I had literally rolled my eyes at everybody. But 4 months into the company, into being an ambassador, I went senior Ruby and senior Ruby. My 5th month, I went Emerald. My 7th, I think it was my 8th month in, but July, so it felt like 7 months. But 8 months in the company, I went Sapphire, and then at 14 months, I went Diamond. And just so you know, Rosie went Diamond in 14 months, and Julia went Diamond in 14 months. So crazier things have happened. But we do have you do have a really neat upline of people that have done it quickly. But here, I'm going to talk through a little bit, and I think the questions will answer maybe, and if they don't, we'll talk about it too, why I think we went so fast and what we did and why it mirrors exactly the opportunity that you have sitting in front of you right now with New Slim. I'm going to call it New Slim. And if you've ever heard Julia talk about her sister has 7 kids, and I think number 6 was a little girl named Johanna, and for the longest time she called her new baby. Y'all, they've had another baby since then. She still calls Johanna new baby. So I have a feeling in like 3 years we're still going to call it New Slim. I just find myself typing New Slim everywhere. like it's what it's actually called. Okay. So what do you do when your business stalls? How do you stay motivated? You go recruit new people. I am going to say that until the day that I die. If my business stalls, I have to buckle down. Someone reorganized my office. Oh, this is not it. It's actually on the couch because I was using it last night. But I get in my little binder, and this isn't mine. Mine's sitting on the couch because it's what I worked on all day yesterday. But I have all of my people on my prospecting list, and I literally go to this. This keeps my business from stalling. I added 3 new ambassadors last month, y'all. I am a diamond gold ambassador. I've been doing this for 3.5 years. I promise you, I have talked to every single person under the sun. I have 230 people in my actual box of people that I have at some point or another sent a message to. 90% of them I've had crickets. 10% of the ones left over have told me, no, thank you. But so y'all do not say you have reached out to everybody. I promise you, you have not reached out to everybody. I still have not reached out to everybody. I was on a field trip today with Jonathan's an entire kindergarten at his school, and I realized half those moms have no idea what I do. They have no idea what Plexus even is. I'm a little scared to talk to some of them. They're on my chicken list. But, I still have a chicken list. It still terrifies me. I still want to be, someone that people don't avoid. So anyways, but to keep your business from stalling, you have to gain new business, y'all. It does not matter. Do y'all know that Celeste has recruited 7 new people in the last 2 months? Level 1. She's the top level in the company, y'all. If I told y'all what she made, you would vomit. It's more than most people make in an entire year. Most combined incomes of 2 highly successful people cannot make in a year what she makes in a month. It's insane. And yet she's still recruiting because she knows she wants to be the top of her game. She wants to continue to have that new blood. It's so exciting. It's so much fun. And you kind of realize you have this gift that you kind of feel like a jerk for just okay, I'm cool. I got my money. I'm out. You still want to give that gift to people. The more you realize it's a gift, the more you will never stop recruiting. So you don't stop at 4, you don't stop at 10, you don't stop at 20 level 1 ambassadors. I have between 70 and 80 level 1 ambassadors. And some of those have, that's just who I have right now. Some of them have fallen off, because they've been gone for more than a couple of years. But I've probably recruited 80 to 90 ambassadors over the 3 years. But y'all, there's ambassadors out there that have recruited 200. Ellen Ford probably has doubled me easy in the last year. The girl's insane. But if you are stalled in your business, if you feel like I have nobody on my team is working, it's because you need to go find people to work it. The people that you have recruited are not your people. You've got to go find people that want it. How can we learn to be content but not satisfied? And that where you are is where you're supposed to be, that you're supposed to learn something in the season that you're in right now. So whatever your season is, I'm going to switch this around. Whatever your season is right now, learn something in it. When I was stuck from Sapphire to gold to Diamond, I thought this is the longest thing ever. I didn't get my Emerald card because I thought Diamond was coming faster. What happened to my team? They all just kind of bailed on me. But at the same time, Rachel's going Emerald, and Ellen went Emerald, Becky went Emerald, all while I was trying to get Diamond. Julia's team Julia literally signed up 2 months before I went Sapphire. So that was all her growth, but we still weren't as a total team growing. And I really had to figure out, where am I lacking? Where is this something, about me? And so I had to learn. I had to really be cognizant of, there's something in here for me. There's something that I need to be learning, doing differently. And yes, going fast is a lot of fun, but going fast means you lose a lot of people. Going fast means there are casualties along the way. When you go slow, you have time to be intentional with people. You have time to really love people and train people well. We did not have that in the beginning. So there were lots of casualties. And so if you feel like you're going at a slower pace, be okay with that slow pace. Relish in it. Learn stuff in it. And there are, all of my life is packed up at the moment, if y'all can't tell, since we just moved. There's a book, 21 Laws of Leadership. and I did not do until I was a diamond, y'all. And if I had done that at silver, gold, senior gold, if I had done personal development books, if I had done John Maxwell books, I probably wouldn't have sat at Sapphire as long. I probably would have learned some things, but I had to kind of learn them the hard way. Our Sunday school teacher says all the time, do you want God to teach you the easy way or the hard way? Please the easy way every time. But sometimes we try to pick the hard way even though we don't know it. So be content with where you are because you're learning something in the process, but be obedient in the actions. So I consider IPA obedience. I'm going to do the things I need to do until you give me the next thing to do. So the next thing to do would be train a new person, really develop some leadership skills in somebody else. But be content with where you are by really plugging in to exactly where you are right now. Best organization tip. If I showed you my office, you would say I have no organization tips. This is probably the best thing that I have. Every single prospect ever for me, and here's some tips for this. Do not put them in this box until you message them. I know, scary, right? Because what we would love to do is spend like 2 days alphabetizing all of our friends and writing their names on note cards. And you know what that means? That means that you are super organized and all your people are alphabetized. But you have done no income producing activity. And so do not do organization items. Thank you. Do not do organization items without income producing activity. Don't put someone's name in here and then just go, okay, there's Shelly's name again. I'm just going to leave her there. I'm going to pass over the S's again because Shelly scares me. Like, don't send her a message and then put it down on the card. Send Shelly a message. Some of the moms at the school, I haven't even put my binder yet because I'm a little scared to even write their names down because then I have to send them a message. Don't be like me. Cold messaging tips. This is where I would literally message someone and say, you know what? I was on a call tonight with one of my teams, and the entire time I was talking about our business opportunity, your name kept flashing in my head. I just thought, okay, what if, I'll pick the name of the mom I was talking to today. What if Lynette is supposed to know about this and I'm chicken and not sharing it with her? And so I feel like a jerk if I didn't at least tell you what it was. I'd love to just tell you more about our business opportunity. Our products kind of speak for themselves, are kind of a no-brainer, but the business sometimes is a bigger deal. And so I'd really love to tell you more about that. That's it, y'all. It's me saying, your name keeps popping up. You'd be incredible at this. Here's why I think you'd be incredible about this. Here's why I think this is a good fit for you. And I would be crazy if I didn't at least ask you. And you know what? All the time I tell people, my brother just got married, and my sister-in-law has 3 sisters. And so I messaged them all as my new family and said, hey, I'd love to tell you about Plexus. And one of them, was telling me why she's not interested. And I said, well, I'd be crazy not to ask. And she said, I really appreciate you at least asking. It really means a lot that you would ask me. Y'all, in 2 years, when it's a different time for her, or she sees it differently than she does now, this might be the thing. And because I asked her, I get to be the person she'll probably come back to because I was willing to ask first. I've had so many people come back to me and go, you know what, I'm going to sign up with you. Even though I've been watching you for 3 years and tons of my friends have asked over the last 3 years. 3 years ago, that December of 2013, you were the first person to message me and ask, would I join your team? And I put you off and put you off and put you off for 3 years of every, promotion, every free shipping, everything the company's ever done. You've messaged me and said, are you in now? Are you ready now? And I keep saying no. So now that I'm ready, you're the person I'm going to come to. Even though, I had 2 girls sign up last month, and both of them said, I have to message some people, let them know I'm signing up with you before I can go, viral that I'm doing this, because I need to let them know why I picked you, that you were the first person to message me. How have you improved your time management? I feel like my mom might have sent me this question. In elementary school, I was the kid that always got like a needs improvement on the time management box in the elementary school report cards. They didn't really do that in high school, but in elementary school, I just remember needs improvement on time management and talks too much in class. No idea. At least it's helping now, right? I'm making money off this. So time management. And have you ever heard do the hard things first? Like when you're cleaning your house, you're supposed to do the things like the toilets first, because everything after that's kind of easy. Although I think toilets are like easy, and like vacuuming's hard because that takes a lot more time and space in your day. But I'm not really a cleaner either. But time management to me is doing the hard things first. It's IPA. It's reaching out to the 5 people you've never reached out to before first. Doing that first. And following up with some people next. Training one person on your team last. Those 3 things when you're doing your 5-3-1. And y'all, we can do the management stuff all day long. We can add new names to our index card box all day long because y'all, that is so easy. If y'all watched my call yesterday with Matthew Aaron, our corporate coach, he said our brains are trained that when we hesitate, everything stops. The second you hesitate, like, oh, I don't know, am I gonna message her? And all of a sudden your brain's like, protection mode. There's some reason that you're hesitating. I'm going to protect you from this. And it starts coming up with 1,000 different reasons why. Maybe it's scenarios on how this could go bad. Maybe it is a million other things you need to do first. Whatever it is, your brain literally goes into protection mode. So don't hesitate. And here's what's interesting. I don't know if Lisa has ever felt this, but if I'll go into my box and like, okay, new slim, I'm going to start messaging every single person ever. And I will start messaging. The first 3 or 4 are hard. The first 3 or 4, I'm like, I don't even know what I'm going to say. Like, I can't explain. Acromencia, like, what does that even mean? Microbiome, is that a thing? Do I have it? Do I want it? Like all of these things we've all been learning over the last 4 days. Can you believe it's 4 days? It feels like 40 already. And by message 5 and 6 and 7, by the time you get to 10, you are flying through this thing. Like your writer's block is gone. And so I think because at the beginning, if you push through that hesitation on those first few, you can blow through all the rest of them. I tend to sit down and instead of doing 5-3-1 for myself, because I know my procrastination tendencies, I will blow through a ton of people. That's why my card thing is on my couch. So I literally just sat on the couch yesterday and blew through Sunday and Monday, and blew through as many prospects as I could. How can we avoid sounding pushy when sharing Plexus? Y'all, love people where they are. Julia would probably say I was a little annoying, but I don't think I was ever pushy. And maybe dropping Probio 5 and body cream in her diaper bag was a little pushy. But I think she really got that I loved her. I really wanted Lottie and Roman to not have eczema anymore. I mean, Lottie is prearranged to marry my youngest, Jonathan, and so I really didn't want eczema being brought into the family. So if we could go ahead and get that nipped at the 4 or 5-year-old stage, we could really, grandchildren done. So I was a little selfish in my, desire to have her eczema free, but it really was never pushing. It was really, I want this for you. And, she kept, whatever. I mean, y'all, I probably gave her 2 to 3 sets of Probio 5 and body cream for those kids' eczema. Y'all, I mean, I think she's paid me back kind of, with her business. But I really think that we love people. We want this for people, but you can't want it for them more than they want it for themselves. I have a brother-in-law who I adore. We were watching old home videos last night of my husband growing up, and I kept looking at his brother going, golly, Josh was just so fit and so lean, and I would give anything to be able to give him that life back, give him that kind of physical agility back, and he's just not interested. And so I have to be okay with that. He knows I'm here. I have presented it, and he knows I'm not going anywhere. He knows the second. I mean, I'll tell him all about New Slim, but I'm just going to tell him because I love him and because I don't want to be a jerk and him go, golly, you knew about this? You knew what microbiome was? I'm still kind of learning. But you knew what all this was and you didn't tell me. And so I just put it out there for people. But I don't push it on anybody. Sometimes I jokingly will be like, well, you should have taken your pink drink. But, oh, that's right, you don't like pink drink or whatever it is. But I usually do it all in jest, y'all. It's somebody else's timing, not ours. There's nothing you can say or do to press somebody into Plexus. You have to just love them where they are and present it wholeheartedly. And I had someone message me today who was a customer and say, hey, so a girlfriend that it's been a really dear friend for 20 years and starting to do Plexus, and I'd really like to buy from her and help her out. I'm not going to be an ambassador or anything. I just want to buy from her. And I just wanted to let you know. And y'all, that's hard. I was like, oh, I mean, it's not like she's a, like consistent customer or anything, but she's bought from me, over the last 3 years pretty often. And I was like, and I really had messaged her and said, Marcy, I want the best for you. I want you to love these products. And I want you to buy them from someone that you feel like you can really serve. So it's a bummer. It's a bummer for me, but it's part of the business. And I'm really excited for you. And y'all, she messaged me back and said, I've never been so graciously released from something that I was nervous to say. And y'all, when we do things in grace and in love, and because it's not about us, it's because what the Lord wants to, give us or give somebody else through this company, it kind of releases a lot of the pressure. So the avoiding sounding pushy almost goes back to the content with being satisfied. Like, are you okay if someone says no? Do you take it personally? Or are you just going, okay, I am so grateful that you gave me the opportunity to ask you. And y'all, what I say every time someone says no is I say, thank you so much for getting back to me. Because y'all, I really mean it. It matters a lot to me when someone says, thank you so much, but I'm not really interested. Oh my gosh, that's so much better than crickets, y'all. And so I sincerely mean, thank you so much for getting back to me. And a lot of times I'll say, if you're ever interested in the future, just please let me know. I promise I'll research whatever I can. And some of those people are coming back now. They're like, okay, tell me about new song. I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, it's only been 3 years. But y'all, it's consistency too. It's really important. You be consistent with what you're doing with your business, and people will watch you. People are watching you. I had some of my jewels really early, but y'all, I still have people, like all 3 of the people, no, 2 out of the 3 people that signed up with me last month have been watching me since day one. Day one, y'all. Day one, 3.5 years ago. And they signed up with me before New Slim. They just caught the vision. It was the right time for them. They just had a baby. They had just, their husband just got let go from their job. Whatever the situation was, it was just different for them. And I was still here doing the same thing I've been doing, not losing any faith, because it wasn't about me. It's about me just being a vessel, that when someone else is timing, here I am. So what's your favorite personal development resource? Okay, so 2 things. One, I do love the John Maxwell books, but I never get through a book all the way unless I do it with my team. That's the only time I ever get through it all the way. But y'all, I happen to have Beach Money on my phone. I don't know how it got on my iTunes. I think I just downloaded it thinking it was a podcast, and it ended up being like the book. He's actually reading the book on like chapter by chapter. And oddly, whenever I shuffle, or even if I go in order, I think it's listed by chapter in alphabetical order in my iTunes. So it'll just, if I shuffle iTunes, like randomly a chapter will be like, chapter 7. And I'm like, oh yeah. And so I'll listen to it. Y'all, it's a really good book to listen to in your car. I love the way he reads, the way he reads it and writes it is so personal. It just kind of sounds like someone's talking to you. It doesn't sound like a network marketing speaker. Like, it just sounds like a guy that you would know, like one of the, men, diamonds on our team that would just talk about. Some of the things he says are cheesy, but anything you listen to, somebody's going to say something cheesy. So, depending on kind of your scale of cheese, it might be good or bad, but I really like it. I think part of it's just motivating. Sometimes he'll say stuff and you're like, yeah, that's what I want. And I'm like in the car by myself. And he's like, one thing he says is he's like, putting in all this effort for 4 solid years, you could be sitting on the beach with some of your favorite friends for the rest of your life. And I'm like, that's me. Y'all not even, our team isn't even 4 years old yet. And I already am about to go on my 4th trip to Hawaii with this company with some of my very best friends. And so it really is real. But y'all, I have not stopped going for 4 years. So when someone says, what do you do when your business stalls? Although my business has stalled, I have not stalled. I have kept going. I have been consistent. I don't have weeks where I don't post. I don't have weeks where I don't reach out to people or train somebody ever. I don't think I have 4 days where I go where I am not consistently posting about Plexus. Sometimes it's not products. Sometimes it's like, you know, if I'm on a trip, like when we go to Vegas or when we go to Hawaii or whatever, a lot of times I'm posting about the events, what we're doing with Plexus, and maybe not so much about the product information. Right now, it's a lot of product information. Tips for sharing boldly. How can we embrace vulnerability and make it about them, not about you? It's not about you. You think it's about you. Kind of like, you know, Lisa promoting to the next level. Yes, that's about her, but she only promotes the next level if she pours into you. So then it really becomes about you. It's almost like you pour into somebody else and you get to reap a reward you're not kind of going towards. Does that make sense? Like your goal is to help somebody else get to gold because you've helped 5 people get to gold. Now you've gone Ruby or Senior Ruby. And so it's almost like a gift by association. It's like you're blessing all these people and all of a sudden you realize that you've gotten the biggest, you know, gift out of all of it without even really focusing on it. We believe that everybody needs a prebiotic and they don't even know it. Because don't tell me in 6 months, oh, I wish I had been on a prebiotic the last 6 months. I told you back in May, remember when Plexus, you know, came out with new slim formulation? I told you about prebiotics. So don't act like I didn't tell you. Y'all, 2 years ago, Becky Page did a tour with me. Yeah, I was there. Talking about the gut-brain axis and how they're all connected, and you make all the serotonin in your gut, not in your head. I literally think I tuned her out, and I think we did this like 3 or 4 times because she actually has the word microbiome in the slide. I feel like I never heard it before. I was like, oh, the microbiome, that's so cool. She's like, hey, Andrea, I've been telling you about this for so long. And so how many of your friends are like going to come to you in 6 months and go, oh, have you heard of the microbiome? And you're like, yeah, it's like the home of your gut. You know, we're working really hard to get our microbiome in, you know, balance and everything. And like, that's what you've been talking about. I had no idea that's what you meant. I mean, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Be okay with it. But be bold now. Be bold in saying, you're going to come back to me in 6 months or a year and go, oh, microbiome, prebiotics, Akkermansia. And it's going to be like common words. Y'all see how I've like been practicing that word. Say it a few times a day and it'll start to be like a normal word you say all the time. The XOS word may never be a word I actually use in my vocabulary, the long word. But people will start to come to you and go, oh, this is what you've been talking about. And I can say that honestly because 3 years ago, I started talking about Plexus and probiotics and probiotics and probiotics and probiotics. And y'all, people are still coming to me going, so y'all have a probiotic, right? No, we just have energy drinks that are laden with caffeine. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, y'all, all the time. I have dear friends that are like, okay, now tell me again, like, what is Plexus? Like, it's weight loss, and then what's the other? I'm like, oh, we have 2 or 3 weight loss products. Everything else is gut health, inflammation, and just body health. You know, it has nothing to do with weight loss. And so it's so interesting. If you will be consistent and bold, people will start to hear little pieces of what you say and put it together like a puzzle. And Matthew also said yesterday, it's between the 6th and 12th contact that most sales are made. So if you are sharing boldly once, you gotta go and go and go and go and go every couple of weeks, every month. Y'all, you're going to share boldly in the next couple of days because of the new slim. And then you're going to share boldly again after convention because I keep hearing rumors that some big stuff is happening at convention. New Plexus Slim is just the tip of the iceberg. So excited. And so if you don't share boldly with someone in your network, somebody else is going to. I don't know if most of this group is in Alabama, but I have a feeling Alabama might have a few Plexus ambassadors. Just saying. And if you don't share boldly with somebody, somebody else will. Somebody else will. And especially if you're in a small town, that will happen. Someone will take over your small town if you're in a small town in Alabama. And if they've already taken over it, go find a different small town. go market shop in a different small town nearby and take that one over. What has been your biggest challenge during your Plexus journey? What has been my biggest challenge? Probably not getting caught up in managing and training, and remembering to go back and do my own business. It's easy when we make the checks that we make at Diamond to not go, oh, this is so much fun. I want everyone else to be here. I'm just going to train all these people up. But if I spent my whole day training people up, I would lose a lot of people on my team, and it would actually kind of even out. I'd be training all these people to grow, and I'd be losing all these people, because people just drop off constantly, and it would end up just sitting right here all the time. If I'm constantly adding and I'm training other people to add, then my whole team is growing. And so that's probably it. It's just that I can't get caught up in management mode. I can't get caught up in training. I can't get caught up in the daily, minutia of our businesses. I have to be contacting prospects every single day. Y'all, today I was in a zoo and I wore my Fueled by Jesus and Plexus tank top. And it was really a thought I had last night. I was like, I've been doing this for 3 years. Like, do I really want to wear another Plexus tank top to another field trip? And then I realized I do. This is a new whole group of people I still haven't really tapped into this whole school year. I'm going to be with them again next year in first grade. And I really want to be bold about what I do, because we have a lot of people at our school that do Plexus, and I really want them to sign up with me. And we have a whole 2 or 3 other teams that aren't under me at all at our school that I would love to have more of the parents on my team. And so I either have to decide to be bold in a tank top that says Plexus on it, or decide to go safe and be in a solid tank top or t-shirt or whatever that isn't Plexus driven. Don't take my, drink my pink drink on the way to the zoo instead of at the zoo. I was intentional about taking my new pink drink to the zoo, and at lunchtime when we're all sitting at the picnic tables, I shook it up, acted like it was no big deal, like I was just, drinking a Crystal Light or whatever. And one of the girls at the table, who's an ambassador, an active ambassador, goes, okay, can I smell it? I'm like, yeah, you can taste it. Like, it's just new pink drink. Let me try it. She's like, I heard they came out with a new flavor. I was like, yeah. So I said, what do you think? She said, it tastes like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. I'm like, exactly what I tell everyone it tastes like. It does. If y'all haven't gotten to try it yet, if you haven't gotten your boxes, it tastes like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. It's real clean, real light. It doesn't have like a gritty chemically. Not that Old Slim did, but there's just a difference in it. Old Slim, it tastes like something's added to your water. This literally tastes like flavored water. Like, it's so light. It's not as sweet, but it is sweet. It still tastes like candy, but it's not. It's kind of that sharp, kind of like back of your throat kind of sweet. I will still drink Old Slim. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But I just like the smoothness of this. It's a really smooth flavor. It does shake up so easy in ice water. I tested it. We have bottled water in our refrigerator, and I've been testing it every day in that. And then I added ice to a pitcher and opened it up in a pitcher and stirred it yesterday when we had people over. Dissolved like that, no clumps at all. So it's really exciting. Just the little things like that for us. I get so lost in my own thing. And so that's probably my biggest challenge, is not getting in management mode. Biggest surprise blessing during this journey is the lives that you change. And I got a call today from Becky Page. She is an ambassador on her team who in 1 month has lost 25 pounds. He's gone from being 400 pounds to 375. And y'all, so when he went to the doctor a month ago, the scale wouldn't even register anything over 400. So it just tapped out at 400. And he went to the doctor this week, and it was 375. And so he's lost at least 25 pounds, possibly more, but the scale didn't measure. And he was wearing shorts that, y'all, he says he hasn't worn since he's been married. Just little things like that, where I realized if I hadn't been insistent with Becky, and Becky hadn't caught the vision, this man might still not know about Plexus. Like, those are the lives. Knowing that although Julia unfollowed me on Facebook and was ready to move to Alabama and get rid of all of us, God just laid it on her heart that this might be the thing. And I never bothered her, but I kind of wouldn't let it go either. Girl, I just want you to join me. I love you so much. I know what is possible. And we sat at that La Madeleine I was between going Emerald and Sapphire, and she said, how much are you really making? I think she thought I was making about $1,000, maybe $2,000 a month. And I said $12,000 this month. And she went, like, And I think, and I don't know if she said this out loud or if she just thought it, but there's nothing special about me. There's nothing special. I was a mom in her Sunday school class. Julia is cooler than me. She's more fun than me. She has probably more friends than I do. And she's so easy. If you spend any time with Julia Carty, she's one of the easiest people. She's just easy. She's just no drama, just easy. And she probably looked at me and went, if you can do that, I sure as heck can do that. And she wasn't doing it to be mean. And I've said that to so many people. I'm like, girl, you are so much more influential than I will ever be in my entire life. If I can do this, you can do this. No, I'm a hot mess. Although Julia's kind of a hot mess too, so that might be a bad example. But I'm a hot mess. And there isn't very much in life that I do very well. This has just been simple for me. This has just been, you do this, you do this, you do this. People catch the vision because the products really work. I have belief in the products. So there's probably the one thing that sets me apart is I believe fully in the products. And I think Julia came in believing fully in the business. I think she knew the products worked and she was okay with that. But she believed in the business. She caught the vision of the business. So one of my biggest blessings is probably knowing that Ellen Ford got to quit her job and she's at home with her twins every day. And she's getting to remodel a brand new house, and that her parents will be able to come up and really stay in now that her dad is retired. Becky Page got to quit her job, sell her company that she owned. She started a counseling company, counseling agency. She got to sell it, and she's been home for the last, golly, I guess it'll be a solid year now. She's been home through her husband having a stroke. Through her, just family needing her baby, everything. She's been home. When I get to see the lives that my decision has changed, and the ripple effect of those lives, that if I hadn't stayed on Julia, then her entire team, some people might know about it by now, but it wouldn't be the mass magnitude that it is. It's just kind of insane to think. My boldness, we talked about earlier, my boldness, my committedness to this business and to what I believe about these products has changed the lives of thousands upon thousands, tens of thousands of people. We have 30,000 people that have ever signed up on our team that are in back office. So tens of thousands of people. Not because I'm special, but because I was obedient. And then I was obedient. Becky, I was obedient. Ellen was, Angie was, Julia is. Lindsay is, Lisa is. Think about the fact that ripple effect affects this entire team. Because Roz was obedient, because Celeste was obedient, because Jenny was obedient, and all for different reasons. How to balance wholesale. Sorry, I'm going so long. How to balance wholesale preferred customers to a healthy business and practical steps to get your team fishing for themselves. That's a really big one. I could probably do a whole call on that. Preferred customers are people that may never share the products. If you can find someone that says, if I like these, I will share them. If they change my life, if anything interesting happens with them, I will share with one or two people, then you'd like to sell them at wholesale. If they say, no way in the world am I ever going to share these. In fact, I'm not even sure I'm ever going to like them. They just seem really hesitant. Go for preferred. Looking back on it, I let Ellen make her choice. Do you want wholesale? Do you want preferred? I want the cheapest way possible. Okay, it's wholesale. Then she told a few people. And because she did that, she got a paycheck. She called me. She's like, why am I getting paid? I was like, because you telling people and they're signing up. She's like, well, girl, I can do that. And so away she went. You don't really get to balance it. It's not really something you get to manage. I always give every single person all three options. I give them the price breakdown. I tell them exactly what the benefits of doing everything is, and I let them make the decision, because at the end of the day, it's their decision to make. We don't get to kind of force them into a pigeonhole of what we want them to do. Practical steps for getting your team fishing for themselves: show them how they can make money. Show people on your team how to make back the $150 in the action pack. Show your team how to make back their $190 or $135 they just spent on their welcome pack. And show them how to make back the $127 they spend on their products every month. And when you can show them the practical steps of just making back the money they spent, they will continue to do that. It starts to become a domino effect. How to motivate your team. Those that say they want to work the business without being harassing, if they want to work the business, they'll do the business. Give them the tools and then go find somebody else that actually wants to work it. Do not stick with the people you have on your team. I love the people on my team. I am not satisfied. I want to go out and get new people. We're back to that, be content but not satisfied. How to encourage those individuals who say they are signing up as a preferred customer and never do. Message them back and say, are you waiting on some research? I think I can get you something else. Or here's some new research I just found. Or here's a diamond documentary I'd like for you to watch. Or here's a testimonial I just found. Give them new information or ask them if you can go find information for them. And do not just assume, like, don't message them and go, so are you ready yet? No, because I don't really have any more information than I had 30 minutes ago. So give them new information. If they are a preferred customer right now, and give them information on Probio 5, or if they're wanting to be, give them information on X Factor. Go research something, the 4 ingredients in Ease. Go research on if that's something they're interested in, and figure out why Ease only has 4 ingredients and what makes them all amazing. They're all anti-inflammatories, by the way. So no one has asked any questions, so hopefully I've explained things fairly well. Y'all, this is what I want to tell y'all before I close out, before Lisa, and you can ask me anything you want to ask. But 3 years ago, we had all these products. So we didn't have Edge or Block or Boost or some others, but we had most of the products that we have now. But I remember being like, I can't explain any of this stuff. I could not remember the difference between Probio 5 and BioCleanse for the longest time. Even though Probio says probiotic, I couldn't tell you what the difference in what they did was. I knew one was a probiotic and one helped you go to the bathroom. I didn't really understand like anything else about it. Like, what is a probiotic actually supposed to do? Like, how do I explain this? So if you're having trouble explaining things like the new Slim, get on, Julia's page and Lindsay's page and Lisa's page. They will give you research. They will give you keywords. Go into our shareables, which we did not have 3 years ago. Go into our shareables and share those things, or look at the FAQs. You can go on plexusslim.com, and there is so much information on this new product, and y'all, just tidbits every day, and you don't have to understand a lot. I saw someone today post, go Google Acromencia and then get back to me. You're going to want some. And I was like, by the way, Acromencia is not in our product. Our product helps develop good bacteria, and Acromencia happens to be one of them. It's already in our gut, but it helps kind of grow. It's kind of like the seed's already planted, and we just have to give it a good fuel. And our XOS prebiotic is the fuel for the good bacteria in our gut. See how good I'm doing? Y'all, it has taken me 3.5 years to be able to confidently talk about our products. And you know why I'm confident about it right now? Because I watched the video on Saturday. I asked Becky Page and Rachel Neagle about 1,000 questions at lunch that day. I have access to my team and sidelines and friends who can clarify things for me. I heard Becky explain it again yesterday, and I've been corrected by ambassadors when I have posted wrong things. I've graciously changed them because I'm not perfect. I don't understand it, and I do need help. And so we're all learning, but do not wait to learn to post. So I posted and then learned some of the things I posted weren't quite right. And there is no Acromencia in the Slim. It helps grow the Acromencia. And so anyways, all that to say, you're learning as you go, but make sure you're going. Don't sit in a parked car, and just keep filling it up with gas. You're going to overflow on gas and you're never going to use any of it. Start using your gas, the little bit of knowledge that you have, and then you can fill up with more as you're going, and then you're finally getting to a destination you want to get to. So I hope that helps, Lisa. I hope everything I said helped at least a little bit. I hope it clarified something or got you excited about something. Anything I need to close out with?
I think that was great. I took so many notes. I felt like I was back in school. I feel like I have a hand cramp, but it's a good pain. I'm glad to have it. Andrea, thank you so much. I know that all of my sweet team, they've been so excited. We've been like giddy little schoolgirls, and if there's any boys, maybe schoolboys. So excited. I'm waiting to hear from you tonight. And so thank you so much for taking your time, and you're so gracious and offering to do this for us. So thank you so much. And Lindsay was just like, was talking to Lindsay, she's like, you're just going to love her. She's just fabulous. And of course I knew that, but just being able to have this one-on-one with you, all of Lindsay's words rung true. So thank you so much. I know that my team took some good notes. I know this is going to be beneficial for all of us, personally, professionally, spiritually even. I love how you're able to incorporate the Lord and your relationship with him, and just how all of this can be just such a great vessel. And I appreciate you you bringing that out. So thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and end this.